I looked at the program and I saw Yobel Ministries. Now, if you said to me 1 month ago, what is Yobel Ministries? I would have said, I don't know. I want to Paul, would you like to stand up a moment? How many people here, honestly, have never heard of Yobel Ministries? Just a few. Yobel Ministries. Would you like to know what Yobel Ministries are? Well, it doesn't matter whether you do or don't, because I'm fortunate to have Paul here, and it's a good day to have Paul. His name is Paul Day, so it's good, Paul, to have you here. Please tell us Yobel Ministries.
Yes. Praise the Lord, Reverend. It's wonderful to be here. Before I talk about Yobel Ministries, I just want to identify some of the people that work in the Yobel Ministries team with me. You've got Carl, you've got my wife Serena, you've got Pat. They're part of the core team of Yobel Ministries. The last time I was here, I spoke in more detail about Yobel Ministry, about what Yobel meant, and I can talk to you about that afterwards. If you want to know what the word Yobel means, I can talk to you about it. It's the ram's horn. Okay, it's the ram's horn that the Israelites used to blow, probably they still do, to announce good news and also to warn the people. The only thing I'll say specifically about the launch of Yobel Ministry, or the setting up of Yobel Ministry, is that we started July this year. And our main focus is quite simple. It's the proclamation of the three angels' messages of Revelation 14, and specifically the proclamation of that message in London. Our ministry also offers online Bible studies, natural health remedies and consultations, marriage and family counseling, preaching and prayer. We have a website, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and have a YouTube channel with all our videos called Yobel Ministries. One of our main activities, which has become synonymous with our ministry, is the mass circulation of the Great Controversy by E.G. White. Let me just say the full version. Amen. Most Sabbaths after church, we go onto the streets of our wonderful city and hand out free copies of the Great Controversy. And since we began in July this year, we have handed out over 1,700 copies to the glory of God. Amen. We have also been able to meet and literally witness to every nation, kindred, tongue, and people in our cosmopolitan city, as you can see in the video that's playing behind me. While street witnessing is our primary function in order to win souls for God's kingdom, our secondary function is to be an example to our own brothers and sisters in the church, and to inspire them to get out on the streets and to help to finish this work which God has entrusted to his church. While we have been on the streets of our city witnessing, 3 important lessons have been reinforced, which I want to just quickly share with you. Lesson 1. The message that the established church in this country is giving is that we cannot reach the indigenous population through conventional biblical witnessing methods and by preaching our message undiluted. This is not true. While on the streets, we have found people of all colours, races, faiths, religions, backgrounds, ages, receptive to the truths outlined in the full version of the Great Controversy. It might be too heavy for us, but we found it's not too heavy for the people out there. Amen. Lesson number 2. Without the necessary preparation on the battlefield, we will never be prepared for the end-time battle that all God's people will soon have to face. Lesson number 2 that has really hit home when we are out there, as I said, is that we will never truly be prepared unless we're out there on the battlefield. Or in other words, it is while we are directly engaging with different people in our society and sharing our message, will our spiritual weapons be sharpened. In football, they call it match fitness. Have you ever heard the term match fitness? Somehow. No matter how much training you're doing in the gym, no matter how much jogging outside, you can only become match fit by actually playing real football matches. Lesson number 3 that's come home to us quite clearly, and particularly when we were on this particular venture, we realized that whilst we need to be match fit, guess who is match fit? Satan is match fit, and so are his troops. So far, Yobel Ministries have gone to over 11 different locations in and around London where our established churches are most densely populated. Yet, we have never bumped into a single person from our church witnessing. However, every time we have been on the streets, we have met people of other faiths and religion witnessing. I said every single time. Never bumped into one of our own. We have also come across militant adversaries of our faith who know our faith and what we believe better than many of us. And they come prepared with arguments and Bible texts to counter our beliefs. And we have also discovered, while on the streets, that many of the evangelical churches, whom sadly to say we are trying to, well, not our ministry, but sadly within our church, are trying to snuggle up to, actually believe that we are a lost people, and that all of us in this church are going to burn eternally in hell. And that they view us no differently than JWs and Muslims. These experiences that we have had while on the street have driven us to our knees. And more in-depth Bible study and witnessing training. So we go out virtually every week into our city, meeting different people, different backgrounds, different faiths, atheists. And through this experience, we realize what we're up against. And so what we do now, at least once every month, we have our own, among the team, in-depth Bible study, in-depth prayer, in-depth training. We have actually developed our own training manual. And anybody who comes to give out literature with us has to receive a copy of the manual and go through it. So we are encouraging As I said before, we are out there battling with the enemy. And we are being exposed to all these things, and in the process, sharpening our weapons to do battle. And so we are encouraging all of you here, if you are to stop playing church and get out there, for the harvest is indeed ripe. In fact, Jesus told us that over 2,000 years ago. And if you think it was right then, I'm telling you, it definitely is ripe. The time of trouble, which is beyond what any of us can imagine, will soon be upon us. And if we are not match fit, on active duty, we will not be able to stand. May God bless you.
Amen. Thank you, Paul. You know, as Paul was speaking, did you see the work that they're doing? I've been watching this on the internet, how much work that they are doing in giving out the Bibles. And, should I really say, the great controversy. And people are accepting it and walking away with a smile on their face.
Amen.